So it is going to be another India versus Pakistan match, and this time in volleyball. Now, the thing to remember here is that Pakistan is ranked 51 in the world. India is ranked 73. Pakistan have that first advantage. Second, if we look at the head-to-head record between the two teams, then two matches have been played, and Pakistan has won both. And these India has yet to secure a victory. And India has a 0-2 head-to-head record with one loss in the Asian Championship and another in the 2018 Asian Games. So, Sandeep, with those points stacking up in favor of Pakistan, how do you look at this encounter?
Well, I honestly look at it extremely differently. I'm not looking at it like okay, this is the Asian Games and all. I'm looking at lost value here. For me, the lost value is that you have a team that is ranked number 50, which is Pakistan, 52 around. 73 is India, which means that we are behind in terms of the rankings, but we are in the top 100, the top 80 in the world. Now, how many of us actually take that seriously? I mean, Indian football 100 पे आ जाता है, हम नाच गाना शुरू कर लेते हैं, ठीक है. 98 पे आ जाता है तो मतलब we start banging our drums, हो गया, all the. Here you have two teams who are not only good, but are but when they play each other, it is like one of those matches which should be telecast live and the country should know about it. But hardly anything goes out, and that is the lost value I'm talking about. I'm talking about, as Sarkar, the coach of the Indian team, says that there is immense talent across the country, but the tap is not open at the college level. And we have discussed this, I think, in the past also about how inter-university basketball and inter-university volleyball. So I think this match needs to be taken seriously in a very different context. That leave alone the India-Pakistan angle, which is a fabulous angle to have anyway in terms of the media. But apart from that, you have two teams that are really good and are going to go hammer and tong today to try and finish fifth and sixth. But I think the value that I'm talking about probably is much more bigger than the evening that is going to come at around 6:37 today, Hang Zhou time, when India and Pakistan meet each other.
What was you made a very interesting point, and what was very sad was that after watching that match between India and South Korea, where the Indian boys played so magnificently, and someone like me and our whole office, the NNIS team, was watching, and we were clapping and absolutely glued in. And India beat South Korea. And the next match, no one showed it. I mean, the broadcaster didn't show it. ऐप पे नहीं दिखा. तो ये जो आप कह रहे हैं बिल्कुल सही है कि जब लोग देखना चाहते हैं तो आप क्यों नहीं दिखा रहे, क्या चीज ऐसे रोक रही है. और सबसे जो दर्दनाक चीज थी कि वो ब्रॉडकास्टर जो टीवी चैनल है वो बैठ के इंडिया कोई पुराना 10 साल पुराना इंडिया का ओडीआई मैच दिखा रहा है. आई मीन इट्स शेमफुल.
जितना जितना वक्त जितना वक्त उन्होंने लगाया ये जर्नलिस्ट को ला ला के उनको बिठा बिठा के कहना कि भाई एशियन गेम्स आ रहा है, एशियन गेम्स आ रहा है. Honestly, I mean, what are you trying to do? I mean, you didn't even put up a volleyball player, for God's sake. I mean, you bringing in journalists who have no connection with the Olympic movement, leave alone the Asian Games movement. I mean, and they are coming on as your ambassadors to tell the fans and the people who are going to watch that please watch the Asian Games. I mean, how ridiculous can you get in that regard? And apart from, जैसे आपने पूछा ना कि ये क्यों नहीं, मतलब दिमाग होगा तो ना कोई सोचेगा. जब वही नहीं है आपके स्टूडियो में तो आप सोचोगे कहाँ से. मतलब यहाँ पर इतना कुछ चल रहा है. All you have to do is focus. I am watching the entire stream here at times, and China doesn't move away from its athletes. What is it about us that we continuously move from our athletes? Your athlete may finish last. That's not your job to think about. That athlete who's coming here has already spent not only a fortune, half their life to try and reach here. And then you don't want to show them. This is their once in a 4 year opportunity. And again, you might call me like, again stuck on that record. But this is not cricket. Every single day you get opportunities to showcase your athletes. ये एक 4 साल में मिला है और आप वहाँ स्टूडियो में मतलब अब मैं क्या बताऊं इन चीजों के बारे में खुद ही
So let's come back to this match. India versus Pakistan. Whoever wins will be fighting for the fifth place playoff. So वो एक अहमियत रखती है. और जो कुछ और पॉइंटर्स बेसिकली यही हैं कि इंडिया ने बढ़िया खेला, उन्होंने चाइनीज टाइपे को हराया, साउथ कोरिया को हराया, एंड देन वी लॉस्ट अ क्रूशियल मैच अगेंस्ट जापान, एंड we also beat Cambodia. And this more or less the same thing has happened to Pakistan, ranked number 51, much higher than ours. But they did not drop a set in their wins over Chinese Taipei, South Korea, and Mongolia, but fell short against Qatar 3-1 in the quarterfinals. Anything, Sandeep, you feel that both teams can learn from, because both are highly talented sides, but why are they faltering at that critical stage?
I think Pakistan, I think probably peaked a little earlier. They have a fantastic coach. We've seen videos of how emotional he got when they beat South Korea. The Qatar match, a lot of people actually had probably put, the money on Pakistan in a way that they were looking at Pakistan reaching the semi-finals, because the team not only was playing well, but they were gelling together, and there was this emotional connect. When you see that game, you can easily see the emotional connect that the coach has got them. And I think a similar story is being played out on the Indian side. We don't have a foreign coach, which is not the issue at all, but we have a tremendous coach who's taking them to a particular level. It's another matter that you are in with the world number four, world number five Japan, and then you have a tough match and you just lost out. But we have played very close games with Japan also. The point I'm trying to make is that despite losing 3-0, or despite losing in the quarterfinals in the last two Asian Games and the round of 16, despite playing a five-setter against Japan, I think in the round of 16 in 2014, this team has enough potential, and I think the VFI anyway is doing a good job. To be very, very honest, I mean, the whole league business and all of that actually goes to show that there is a proactive stuff happening out there for the sport. But I think if you really look at our ranking, I think you can easily take away 20 steps out of there and we'll be in the top 50. I think that is a very, very doable thing. And today probably it's this evening is going to showcase that once again. And somebody out there, somebody up there who understands how sport leagues works and how sport rankings work, needs to push this team to a much, much higher level.
Sandeep, there is a question coming in from Sarvesh Pandey, and his question is that can you explain the disappointment that India has faced in the performance of Rohan and Yuki, and then Divyansh Panwar and Bhavani Devi? So, would you like to comment on that?
You know, it's easy to be critical at this stage.
Yeah.
That X amount of money being spent on an athlete, X amount of money not being spent on an athlete. But the bigger question is continuous exposure. But the bigger question is sending them out abroad, keeping them there. Again, I come back to that same point, and probably everybody will say, why is bowling being bandied about called Neeraj Chopra? The question is not only of Chopra. The question is, look what exposure has done to that man. Look the way his mind has been trained to perform at a very consistent level. I think the same goes for all of these athletes. One can say that, in fencing, we probably thought a little more in fencing, probably could have gone a couple of steps more. But at the end of the day, when you analyze victory and defeat, I think you should not be looking at the athlete per se, but you should be looking at the entire data of that performance. I think then it becomes more clear discussion than just saying that somebody performed and somebody didn't perform. I think that would be much better.
Okay, we'll leave it at that, Sandeep. Do check your audio. There seems to be a bit of a technical issue, but I will wind up this show leaving you with the reaction of the Pakistani coach. वो Brazilian है और वो इतना इमोशनल हुए, इतना रोए, वो आप देखिए, आपके दिल को छुएगा. और ये तब हुआ जब पाकिस्तान ने साउथ कोरिया को हराया और उनसे ये सवाल पूछा गया, तो उन्होंने कहा आपको पता नहीं कि ये लोग, हमारी टीम या ये लड़के किस दौर से गुजरे हैं, क्या क्या उन्होंने झेला है. सो ये देखिए, आपको, आपके दिल को भी छू जाएगा.
Tem dimensão assim a vitória. Vocês não têm noção. Esses caras fazem pra estar dentro da quadra. É muito difícil, muito difícil. Mas a gente sabia que era possível, pelo nível de comprometimento dos atletas, pelo nível de dedicação que a gente tem no trabalho, pela qualidade física que eles têm. E eu já tinha tido esse resultado antes com outra equipe, com a equipe do Bahrein na Copa da Ásia. E a gente sabia o que tinha que fazer para ganhar. E eles se concentraram muito bem para fazer, então não é surpresa, foi muito difícil. Surpresa não.